Chaplain, to all the leaders in the pulpit and in the pews, to Elwin, Erica, and Jason, thank you for giving me the chance to say a few words about a woman I loved too. I want to thank the people of Houston for sending Sheila to Congress 15 times. And for giving her something a lot of members often don't have, the space and support, not only to take care of her district, but to lead on national and global issues. Not every district will do that, but hers did, and God bless you all for doing that. So Sheila came to Congress in 1995, and our party and her president had just taken a terrible licking in the midterms because we wanted to give everybody health care, because I believed in a background check before somebody bought a gun, and I didn't see why everybody needed assault weapons. But they beat us. And that time, as nearly as I could tell, they beat us fair and square. It was a different time. And yet there she was, all dressed up and ready to roll, and determined that we had to keep fighting for what we thought was right. And before you know it, she made it onto the smallest list we kept in the White House when I was there. It was called the Just Say Yes list. No, really. And the first three members I remember being on it were future Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Ted Kennedy, who so helped me, brought a list into every meeting I ever had with him. We could have been talking about, the Middle East. He wanted to know where the sewer money was for some place in Massachusetts. And Barbara Mikulski from Maryland, who was under 5 feet tall and was the champion boxer in terms of getting what she wanted. So pretty soon, Sheila made the list. She was the only freshman on the list, and the Just Say list meant this: whatever it is they want, sooner or later you're going to do it. So you might as well save the taxpayers the time and money of hassling them over it. It was almost like a tiger had gotten control of your calf. You'd look down and you'd see this huge creature just eating in your leg. And finally you realized you'd be free if you just took a deep breath and gave in. Whatever she wanted was always good. It was good for somebody. It was trying to help somebody. It was, I thought it was great. We do all 30 years stuff, and there she is with President Biden still trying to make Juneteenth a holiday. Something especially important to Texans, as we all know. And through all those years, she did her job and in the process became a real friend to Hillary and me. You just heard what Hillary said. I remember when they were trying to run me out of town, Sheila Jackson Lee basically said, "Oh, I like my president all right, but I really love the Constitution, and I don't think I'm going to give it to you." And she was just amazing. One of her critics once said she was an acquired taste, and I said I acquired it. Look, you know, last time I checked, none of us were perfect. The most important thing is that every day you get up and you do your best and you keep going and you play the hand you've been dealt. The last time we talked, not long before she passed, she said, "You know, life's funny. Maybe that mayor's race worked out the way it was supposed to. And we wish the mayor well, don't we? All of us. Thank you." She said, "Things happen. You don't think they're going to happen. You don't know what they mean. All you can do is get up every day and play the hand you've got." So now we have a hand to play without our friend. But I'll tell you something. If you were a person of faith and you ever met Sheila Jackson Lee, you know she is in there preparing her scorecard. And pretty soon she'll be hovering over us, keeping score. Did we make the most of this day? Do we still believe this is a country of we the people, charged with forming a more perfect union? I promise you she does. I treasure every minute we spent. I even loved the few times I gamely tried to resist her entreaties to do something or another that I wound up doing anyway. I remember after 5 minutes talking to Sheila Jackson Lee, I realized that the thing I worried most about, which is that she would somehow suffer for taking Barbara Jordan's seat, was no sweat. Just by showing up and doing her best and being who she was, it would become her seat because it was your seat. And for 30 years, through sunshine and storm, we were friends. If you're lucky enough to live a long life, I was thinking about that. I was sitting there holding Jesse's hand, and I thought, Hillary once had to throw him out of the Arkansas governor's mansion because we were celebrating the 20th anniversary, or maybe it was the 30th anniversary of the Little Rock Central High School, and Jesse wouldn't go home, and I wouldn't shut up. A lot of us have a long history together, but we were all lucky to live at this time. Even with the terrible things that have happened, even with the disappointments, to be able to serve, to stand up for what you believe in, to keep pushing ahead, to keep trying to make our union more perfect. It is a gift. Don't you wish that that gift could be returned to the people of Ukraine today? I mean, think about this. All over the world, there are people who have little daughters that may not ever get to be Sheila Jackson Lee, may not ever get to go to college or become lawyers or do things to help other people. There's plenty to be done. So my plea to you is that it's really nice. You can't imagine how nice it is if you're an old gray-haired guy and you were younger than everybody else doing what you were doing for most of your life, and one day you woke up and you were the oldest person in every room. And for the life of me, I couldn't tell you how it happened. But the really wonderful thing is to keep giving the future to younger people. And she wanted to do that. And as Hillary said, she got a sorority mate that's fixing to do it, I think, in November. And so I ask you to remember her always in that way. I showed up, I made the most of the hand I had. I tried to play it for today and for tomorrow. Yeah, I did it for myself. I love this stuff. But I also did it for tomorrow. We are the longest lasting democracy in human history now because we had enough people like Sheila Jackson Lee who loved politics, liked to play the game, loved winning, hated losing. But we're in it for tomorrow. So I thank you, all of you, for what you said earlier today. I did try to help show her around when she showed up. I could see that she was something different, who might bend but never break, who might make a mistake now and then. Would it be one of the head, not the heart? Who really believed that we are all created equal, and therefore we deserve the chance to prove it. And that without a caring, loving, disciplined, ferociously competitive government and the rules that should apply in the private sector, too many people wouldn't get it. And all of her life, I watched her try to find new ways to deliver the goods. Today, we celebrate her success. Even more, we celebrate her effort. For in so many ways, when you think about America, she's about as good an example of delivered goods as I can imagine. So, I love you, girl. Thank you. Thank you.